my confident and honest Aries friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Aries, as this week unfolds, there's a quiet weight you might not be sharing out loud. Beneath the surface, a sense of restlessness may be pressing against your patience. You could be moving through days that feel measured, almost deliberate, yet something inside aches for a new direction. It's not frustration, exactly, more like the subtle friction that comes when you know you're capable of more, but still find yourself caught in the rhythm of your own careful routine. There's loyalty in your stride and pride in your commitments, but a longing tugs at the edges, whispering that you're ready for something just beyond the familiar. You may wake with a sense that you're holding your breath, waiting for a moment when you can exhale and let your true energy break through. Even as you meet obligations or tend to details, you may wonder if you're sacrificing a part of your own fire for the sake of stability. This tension between what is expected of you and what you truly crave echoes in the quiet moments. You might feel your jaw tighten as you nod along, doing what needs to be done, even as your heart beats a little faster with dreams you haven't spoken. It's the feeling of standing at a crossroads, sensing movement on the horizon, but not quite ready to step off the well-worn path. This week, your inner landscape is mirrored in the steady, grounded rhythm of the Knight of Pentacles. There's a dedication in your approach right now, a commitment to seeing things through, to honoring promises made to yourself and others. Each task you take on carries a certain gravity, and you move with care through your responsibilities. You may not be one to rush or cut corners, even when the work is repetitive or the rewards are slow to arrive. In this state, you find comfort in structure, leaning on routines that have proven themselves reliable. Yet, beneath that surface of reliability, there may be a silent negotiation happening. You might catch yourself pausing, questioning whether every obligation still serves the person you're becoming. There's a part of you that finds pride in being dependable, in showing up even when it's difficult. But the longer you hold this posture, the more you become aware of the cost. Sometimes it's the tension in your shoulders at the end of the day. Other times, it's the fleeting thought that your own needs have slipped to the bottom of the list. You may not voice these feelings, but they linger, coloring your interactions and shaping your choices. Even as others rely on your steady hand, you sense the slow build of something unsettled. You might feel like you're waiting for a spark, a sign that it's time to shift the routine and invite in the energy that's been gathering on the edges of your awareness. The Knight of Pentacles reflects a strength in patience, but also hints at the risk of becoming too rigid, too anchored in what's familiar. If you listen closely, you'll notice the subtle longing for movement, a desire not just to maintain, but to create, to step into something more alive. When your inner world holds both steadfastness and a quiet yearning for change, the path ahead begins to shift. The reliability that has carried you this far is what builds trust, both with yourself and those around you, but it also shapes the way new opportunities reveal themselves. If you've been moving through your days with careful precision, it's only natural that the world responds in kind, offering choices that ask for both your commitment and your willingness to risk a little more. The longing you feel doesn't exist in isolation. It becomes the soil in which new possibilities begin to take root. The moment you notice your own restlessness, events start to open, inviting a different kind of engagement. It's as if life is nudging you, offering small signals that something new could begin if you're willing to answer. This unfolding isn't abrupt, but it does carry momentum. The steadiness that defines you becomes the very springboard for what comes next. That energy, the pressure, the sense of potential on the edge of your routine, finds its shape in the Page of Wands. This week, you might notice unexpected invitations or ideas that break through the surface of your daily life. There's a restlessness at play, a friction between where you are and where you imagine yourself going. The world seems to be offering glimpses of something brighter, perhaps through conversations, creative sparks, or even challenges that disrupt your usual flow. These moments ask for your attention, not as distractions, but as prompts to reconsider your direction. You could feel the push and pull between responsibility and curiosity. The tension is alive in small gestures, hesitating before agreeing to another commitment, lingering over a new idea, or allowing yourself to daydream when you usually wouldn't. The pressures you encounter aren't just external, they arise from within, the product of your longing to experience something fresh. Still, momentum isn't always comfortable. You may sense a low-grade anxiety, a worry that stepping out of your routine might compromise all you've worked for. Yet the friction you feel is useful. It keeps you awake, alert to changes in the landscape, and ready to respond when the right spark catches. Sometimes the momentum is subtle, a growing desire to speak your mind, to try something new, or to let yourself be seen in a different light. Other times it's unmistakable, a challenge you can't ignore, an opportunity that feels risky but necessary. The Page of Wands brings this sense of invitation, not as a command, but as a whisper reminding you that growth often begins with a single, small risk. The pressures of the week invite you to engage, to notice, and perhaps to say yes to what stirs your curiosity. Momentum builds not in leaps, but in those moments when you let your interest lead, even if only for a few steps. But the unfolding of potential is never automatic. It depends on your willingness to meet the moment, to allow yourself to respond rather than react. The spark of new energy only becomes meaningful when you approach it with awareness. If you bring the same steady care you've shown to your tasks and combine it with a willingness to explore, the path ahead transforms. Conscious engagement is what turns pressure into possibility. Choosing to notice what excites you, even when it feels unfamiliar, is an act of trust. The invitation is subtle, to let your curiosity draw you forward, while honoring what you've built so far. It's in the balance, holding steady while allowing just enough movement for change to take root. The growth that's possible this week is not about abandoning your responsibilities, but about weaving something new into the fabric of your days. When you meet the moment with intention, potential opens naturally, revealing a more authentic and fulfilling direction. In this space, your growth is reflected in the Queen of Cups. She offers an invitation to tend to your own emotional landscape with the same care you bring to your work. This is not a call to escape or to surrender your commitments, but a gentle reminder that your feelings matter as much as your achievements. Growth becomes possible when you allow your sensitivity to guide you, when you trust the quiet voice that knows what you need. There's a strength in recognizing your own vulnerability, and in making space for reflection amidst action. The Queen of Cups does not rush. She listens deeply, both to herself and to those around her. This week, you're invited to cultivate a kind of inner attentiveness, to notice your reactions, your longings, and your subtle shifts in mood. Doing so turns emotional awareness into a resource, not a liability. You become more open, more adaptable, able to respond to changes without losing your sense of self. This isn't about perfection, it's about presence. When you care for your inner world, the outer world becomes more manageable, and new possibilities can be approached with calm and confidence. Growth here looks like self-compassion, like pausing to check in with yourself before making decisions, like allowing your feelings to inform your next steps. The invitation is to honor your heart as much as your ambitions, and to trust that tending to your own needs creates space for genuine connection and sustainable progress. As you move through this week, the story of these three cards weaves together into a single living thread. You begin with the steadiness of the Knight of Pentacles, grounded, reliable, and committed. This foundation is what gives you the strength to notice when your own desires begin to stir, to feel the gentle restlessness that signals it's time for something new. The Page of Wands brings that stirring into the open, offering chances to engage with life in fresh, creative ways. The pressures you feel are not obstacles but invitations, reminders that you're alive and that change is possible when you're ready to meet it. And as you move with this energy, the Queen of Cups reminds you to hold yourself with care, to let your emotional wisdom guide each choice. There's no need to rush, no need to abandon what matters most. Instead, you're invited to blend steadiness with curiosity, action with reflection. By allowing yourself to be both reliable and responsive, you discover that growth is not a distant goal but a living process, one that happens quietly one day at a time. If you find yourself uncertain, remember that your foundation is strong and your heart is wise. The reassurance you seek comes not from external answers, but from honoring the quiet shifts within. In the end, you are both the builder and the explorer, finding meaning in each careful step. This week may not bring dramatic change, but it offers something more enduring, the comfort of knowing that every moment you meet with intention is a moment well lived. Actionable insights for Aries this week. Let yourself linger a little longer with any feeling that rises without pushing it aside. Try pausing before you say yes, just to notice if the choice feels true to you. Give yourself permission to rest, even if the day feels unfinished. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I trust the pace I set for myself. I notice what I'm feeling and I honor it. Every new moment is space for my voice. I am steady and I am ready for more. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.